presentation of WGN Sports.
Hey! Holy cow! Yes! Score! Yes!
Guaranteed Rate Field, the site, as the Sox and Blue Jays get together for Game 2 of 3 of this series. Some burgeoning superheroes here on Superhero Night. First 12,000 fans getting an Iron Man White Sox bobblehead at the Ball Yard this evening. Thanks for joining us once again. Jason Benetti, Steve Stone along with you, and the Blue Jays surged out to a lead yesterday. First 2 batters homered, 5 of them in the home run column yesterday.
This team is not an offensive fireworks team, but yesterday they hit everything out of the ballpark. It got kind of annoying, and the Sox came in second. So we'll take a look at Curtis Granderson leading it off, Gurriel hitting second. They went back-to-back, and things didn't get any better. Gurriel again, and then Kendrys Morales takes it out of the ballpark, and that was all the Jays would need. They got some pretty good pitching from Marcus Stroman. The bullpen did a nice job, and the Sox go down to defeat. Hopefully today the ball will stay in the ballpark, and that's the domain of Lucas Giolito.
He's the one in charge of that. Giolito's last 3 starts have been maybe his best run of 3 this season.
I think he's doing very well, and last time out against the Angels, he threw it exceptionally well. He's 2-1 over the last 3 starts. His ERA is way down there. He's starting to get just about everything over the plate. He's using more changeups. That slider's been very good for him. He's had a lively fastball, throwing it up in the zone and then wiping them out with that slider. So Giolito over the last 3, it's almost 20 innings. He's thrown very well. Hopefully that continues, and if it does, Sox are in good shape today because it's bullpen day for the Toronto.
Yeah, John Axford getting his first career start after time as a closer. He's the opposition, at least to start, as Iron Man is looming. The Sox and Blue Jays, game number 2 on the way, and we'll tell you about a special day at the ballpark on Tuesday. While the Sox were on the road, that's up after this.
White Sox baseball is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Test drive a Hyundai today. Xfinity has the largest gig speed network, serving more homes than anyone else. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. Wintrust, home of Sox checking and debit cards. Open an account today at wintrust.com/Sox. And by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers on select Audi models.
Sox and Blue Jays, and while the Sox were on the road, the ballpark was hosting the annual Double Duty Classic. Some of the best inner-city high school players dressed in retro East-West all-star uniforms honoring past Negro Leaguers. And here's a look at that grand event from Tuesday.
Today's event was a reenactment of the Negro League All-Star Game, which was held at Comiskey Park. Give the kids a little history about the Negro Leagues and also give them a day to be out here on the big league field.
Ted Double Duty Radcliffe is my great uncle. He's my father's uncle. It's an honor. I'm blessed to be able to carry on his legacy. Like I told myself at the beginning of the year, if I don't play in anything else and I play in this, that's a great accomplishment for me.
For me, the message was always play hard and remember who's come before you. I felt like today that the Negro League players were kind of playing through me, so I kind of wanted to go give it 110% through everything.
We're very blessed that Mr. Reinsdorf and the White Sox family has sponsored this program. He wants to build a legacy with the White Sox of giving back, giving knowledge, and helping kids have a better experience in the game of baseball.
Double Duty Classic is doing a great job. I remember when it first started, I was still playing here in Chicago, and you can just see now how it's grown and how there's been kids that have come out of this program, gotten drafted and gotten college scholarships.
It's just an outstanding day. I'm glad that the kids got the chance to take advantage of it, and I look forward to it every year.
It's become a yearly tradition, the Double Duty Classic. It is superhero night at the ballpark. Spider-Man is here. Steve Stone is here. He's always a superhero. Iron Man 2. Sox and Jays. Game number 2 on the way. Internet and best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call or visit an Xfinity store today. Superhero night. Batman is here in full Bruce Wayne regalia. Cameraman is here. Famed photographic superhero, among others. Blue Jays starting lineup looks like this. Curtis Granderson, local product at the top. Gurriel, a very tough out recently. Smoke Morales, Solarte, Hernandez, and Martin Grichuk. Then Drury, his first start as a Blue Jay.
Let's take a look at the defense. And now Ricky Renteria is going to put out our White Sox. It's Nicky, Leary, and Avaseo left to right in the outfield, with Yolmer, Tim, Yohan, and Jose in the infield. Kevin Smith gets a nod behind the plate. And Lucas Giolito on the hill. He's looking to even up his record at 8-8. There you look at the numbers. ERA has been steadily decreasing. Bonus batting average of 246. That's pretty good. He certainly would like to get the strikeouts and walk differential a little bit more, but that's come with each and every one of his last 3 starts. He's been very good. The umpires for the game this evening. Chris Conroy has the plate. Ryan O'Nor is at first. Fieldin Culbreth, the crew chief, is at second. And C.B. Buckner is at third. And so we take a look at the Brain Trust. of the Blue Jays, John Gibbons. Pete Walker to his right, he's his pitching coach. Gibbons in his second tour of duty with the Blue Jays. And this has not been their year. They're starting to divest themselves of some talent. The Sox are starting to do the same thing, and we're ready to play baseball on a gorgeous, gorgeous evening here in Chicago. And I'm ready to turn it over to my superhero play-by-play partner, Jason Benetti. What a night for you.
Thank you very much, Steve. I didn't realize I was a superhero, but there are superheroes among us that don't know that they have capes. Granderson, Gurriel, and Smoke will bat against Giolito in the first inning. His first look at the Blue Jays this year. And the first pitch of the ball game is out of the zone for ball one.
If Lucas has some difficulty, it's command in the first inning, something that he's got to get over.
It has been a thorny first inning across the board this year as he goes away from the fastball for the first strike. First inning on base percentage against Giolito this year is .470, meaning nearly half of the batters he faces in the first inning are on in some way. And that's a strike called by C.B. Buckner on the swing over at third.
Looked like it might have been a break, but certainly Lucas will take it.
It was a check swing early in the game yesterday that got both Ricky Renteria and Don Cooper ejected. As this ends up in right field for a hit, Granderson gets the hands around on a two-strike pitch and a leadoff single.
He throws a fastball, couldn't quite get it as inside as he would like, and Granderson leads it off with a base hit. There was a time when you really had to worry about Curtis stealing a bag. It's not that he doesn't or won't, he just does it sparingly. 2 steals, been caught 1 time. That's been the sum total of his running game.
Yeah, the Blue Jays don't run at all. 30 on the year.
30 and 17, not a good percentage when they do run.
Well, we told you Lucas has seen a lot of base runners in the first inning. He is among the leaders in traffic in the first inning this year. Vargas is #1 at 481. Then Bettis, Chatwood, and Marquez. So the Rockies have had some fairly lengthy firsts this year.
Yeah, they have that. And that team is still right in the middle of this race. They're playing a red-hot Oakland team tonight.
The Giants are backsliding a little bit into 4th place, but those top 3 are bunched up in the American League West.
Usually when that happens, it becomes the general manager's division, and the Dodgers certainly struck early and had a big haul in Manny Machado.
That's a sneaky important deal, though, that the Diamondbacks made for Eduardo Escobar, because the way he enlivens a clubhouse and his extra base hit total this year is astronomical. He could be a very important piece for them.
I think the people in the National League probably don't realize just how good a player Eduardo has become. And if you watch him, as we have for quite some time now, and he was here, obviously, you realize he's a very good player.
Bunt foul by Gurriel, who had 3 hits yesterday. It's now 9 straight games with at least 2 hits, tied for the franchise record for the rookie.
And he took a look at Yolmer back at third base and felt that if he could get a bunt on the grass, it would be a successful bunt. A good idea, bad execution.
One, 2 in the dirt. Well, Toronto last night, 3 pitches into the game, led 2-0. Granderson homered, Gurriel homered, and that was the canary in the coal mine for the Sox, with 5 home runs for the Blue Jays in the game. Two and two, Granderson at first. Lined hard to left field. Granderson stops at second base. 2 on in the first inning by hit for the Blue Jays.
Gurriel's brother is a star with the Houston Astros. They talk every day by telephone after the game. They talk about what the youngster did, what his older brother did, how the pitchers were pitching him. So it's a baseball family. Their dad is absolutely a baseball god in Cuba. So you get Two sons playing in the major leagues, one in the infancy stages of his career, and the other a proven veteran with the Astros.
And different types of players in some ways. Younger one, more likely to steal a base than the older. Lourdes Jr., meaning that dad's name is Lourdes as well. He's a coach for the Cuban national team. Uncle was a baseball player as well. In the air, left center field. And playable, Garcia roving over to make the catch. Granderson to third with one out. Your 2018 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate, your home team throughout the season and the official mortgage provider of the Chicago White Sox. Get started today, right now, at rate.com.
Now you got an ideal double play target if you can get Kendrys Morales to hit the ball on the ground. He's got literally no speed at all. Grounded into just 7 double plays, however, because he does hit a lot of fly balls.
If it is a ground ball, he's likely to hit it hard as well. He's the exit velocity leader on this team, and so that combined with his speed creates an inviting target. One of the strangest injuries in baseball history. May of 2010, celebrating a grand slam. Ended up breaking his leg in the pile as he stopped home plate.
You know, he's been a good player since then. He's never been as good a player as he was in that Angel uniform, just destroying pitching from both sides of the plate. He's had some good years after that, but not even close to the same.
Yeah, don't know what he would have become, but he looked like he was going to be one of the power hitters of our time, of this generation.
Absolutely, from both sides of the plate.
That home run he hit yesterday just looked easy. His power is easy when he provides it. Ball and a strike. Granderson at third, Gurriel at first. It's up the middle and a base hit, giving the Blue Jays the first lead once again.
35 driven in for Morales. So Lucas got the ground ball. Unfortunately, it was not at anybody, and it eases his way through the infield. It's a high fastball. He turns on it, doesn't get a whole lot of it, but gets enough.
Well, we mentioned during Lucas's last start that the 2 prior starts, so 3 starts ago and 2 starts ago, he hadn't allowed any hits on his 4-seam fastball. And that was the hallmark of his success those couple of outings.
And early in this one, he's given up a couple of base hits on that 4-seamer. Solarte, a much better hitter from the left side, and that's how he looks out at Giolito.
That breaks down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got more power as a right-hand hitter and just a little better average as a left-hand hitter.
Gurriel at second, Morales at first. Coming into this start, Lucas, his first inning pitches, 44% have been balls.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. You fall behind early, you give up some blasts, certainly, but you keep creating offensive at-bats instead of getting ahead of a hitter and get a defensive at-bat.
Lightly hit, right-hand side in the air. Garcia is there to make the play for round number 2. Well, that last start in Anaheim for Giolito, he got 2 quick outs, then walked Trout, Upton singled, and it took a strikeout of Pujols to get him out of that first inning unscathed. Two on, one in, and Teoscar Hernandez. He's got 15 home runs in his first real extended playing time. This is age 25 season. And strike 1.
There's a break. That one's called all day. It's going to be a tough day for the hitters.
Curveball away, 1-1 on Hernandez, who walked and scored in yesterday's 5th inning. That was a 4-run 5th for Toronto. Gave them their final run to the game. Sox tried to come back in the 9th, scoring 3. One and 2 on Hernandez, and if the Jays do anything well, it's the home run offensively. They're 7th in baseball, 137 home runs. They've not been a big piecemeal offense, chip away, score a couple of runs. The big blast has been the way they've scored. One and 2.
Hernandez came over from Houston in a deal that sent Francisco Liriano to the Astros. So he's one of the many players who has changed uniforms, a direct result of acquiring Francisco Liriano. He'd been traded a lot.
He's got quite the trade tree.
He does have a whole lot of those.
Just touched foul at 94 up. Pretty good pitch, and Hernandez stays alive.
Goes upstairs, out of the strike zone, and almost ends the at-bat and the inning.
A deep breath on 2-2. Didn't like the first one. Hernandez takes low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Russell Martin is next. He had a very productive night last night, scoring a couple of runs. Had an RBI double as well. Gurriel at second, Morales at first. 3-2. On the ground, Anderson at short has to throw from the grass, and it gets there for out number 3. Blue Jays grab 1. That's all. Bottom 1 after this. To really watch out for right now is Jose Abreu, who's got a 6-game hit streak to his name, basically out of whole cloth. 3 homers, he's driven in 7. Abreu starting to swing it very well recently.
The Toronto defense, and now John Gibbons is going to put them out there, is Hernandez, Grichuk, and Granderson left to right. Drury, Gurriel, Solarte, and Smoke in the infield. Russell Martin gets a nod behind the plate. John Axford on the hill. He's a reliever. Last start he made was in the minor leagues. Never started a major league game. Here is start number 1. He's 4-1 ERA, above 4.5. He's been a reliever exclusively since putting on a major league uniform. That ends here today.
He was excited about this. He was lobbying for this for years, it seems, that he wanted the opportunity to finally start a game.
Well, for him, the fastball's been good. Probably be a little bit better. He knows he's probably going to go at least 2, possibly 3 innings if he keeps it to a minimum.
It's called a strike on the very edge of the fringe of the corner. 1-1 from Axford, who plays in game number 538 in his major league career, the first start he's ever had. And one of the Blue Jays radio announcers, Mike Wilner, tweeted before the game that he was walking through the clubhouse, and Axford saw him and he said, "You can't talk to me today. I'm starting."
It's
loving
great.
every second of this.
Well, he was a big-time closer. 3 years in a row for Milwaukee, 24, 46, and 35 saves. That was 10, 11, and 12.
Then he was reborn as a closer again 3 years ago for the Rockies with 25 saves and a 4.20 ERA.
Last couple of years, not so much, been used pretty much in a setup role. He left Colorado, went to Oakland, now finds himself with Toronto.
Left field, Hernandez. Join us for the second half of the season. This is a good plan. It's the All-Star Mini Plan. Any 3 games you get to pick, excluding the Cubs series, and you get $10 in added value per game to spend throughout the park. Plans start as low as $79. You get to choose. Get your tickets at whitesox.com/all-star plan today. Essentially, as part of the ticket, there's just $10 that you can spend in the ballpark. They scan your ticket and grab a bite to eat, grab a drink, whatever it might be.
And bear in mind, there's some really wonderful series coming up.
Yeah, the class of the American League's coming.
We got the Yankees coming for 3, got Boston coming for 4. That's the end of August, beginning of September, that Boston series. If you're a fan of the Indians, well, they're coming too. But they'll be here late in September. So the Yankees, the Indians, and well, the Indians coming up August 10th, also over the weekend.
Yeah, that's soon. That homestand is Yankees and Indians. After a quick jaunt to lovely Tampa St. Pete.
See the Dome again, and maybe hear a cowbell or 2.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
We'll do one of the games live from the catwalk. What do you say?
We need more cowbell. Yeah, I think everything's fine.
Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sanchez. You're going to start using "everything is fine." You've been watching too much Good Place.
True. That's true. Well, I probably am doing that anyway.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Sanchez. 1 away, first inning. And Yolmer fouls it away. One thing Yolmer's done better this year is pick his spots when he's been on base. Last season, he was one of the league leaders in caught stealings, just 8 for 17. This year, he's changed that up to 10 for 12.
I think the team as a whole has run unbelievably well. I mean, they're getting great jumps. They're picking good pitches to run, and more times than not, they're successful.
That's a good breaking ball from Axford for strike 3 and 2 gone.
He's always had that. That was from the beginning. John Axford had a big over-the-top curveball. And because of that pitch, that's one of the pitches where, in order to get a good feel for it, you have to go out there and throw it. So if he's the closer and you're in a streak where the team's not winning, he's not going to be able to get that curveball over the plate. But if you're using him a lot where he gets the feel for it, then That's as good a curveball as there is around. I mean, it's a really good curveball. It's just command of it that's a problem.
That makes you wonder why he's only, and it speaks to your point, the command, but he only throws it about 13% of the time. That is a really good pitch when it looks like that.
I just think that he's had so much trouble getting it over the plate because he hasn't been used all that much that he doesn't throw it a lot.
Fastball visits Jose. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But the velocity hasn't decreased all that much. He could get it to 96, 97 when he was a bona fide top of the line closer, and still throwing it 96, 95, 96.
Drury at third, and a 1-2-3 inning for John Axford.
Go-tos, double deals made for go-getters.
What superhero is he? Italian Ice Demolition Man?
He looks like, yes, he looks like Iceman.
He's cometh.
And he's going to have a blue mouth, which is really nice.
That's his superpower.
Yep.
Russell Martin takes a called strike, some movement on the fastball inside. 35 years old, Russell Martin. He debuted in 2006. At 23 years old with the Dodgers. Another Canadian-born Blue Jay from East York in Canada. Eventually came stateside for junior college. He's down in the state of Florida. He's not going to chase a lot of pitches. You're going to have to get him out in the zone for the most part.
He was a very good player for a lot of years for the Dodgers. Then put together a strong year with Pittsburgh. Hit 290 for them. That was back in 2014 before coming to Toronto. Since coming to the Blue Jays, he hasn't hit above 240. And catchers 35, you're asking them for their experience, both in ice cream cones and in catching.
That was there, and he didn't get the call. 3-2 on Martin.
Like a perfect pitch, but if Chris Conroy is not going to call the low fastball, then if it stays that way, pitchers won't complain about it. But that ball had the whole zone.
3-2. Touched foul. Yeah, that year in Pittsburgh for Russell Martin, he was 31 years old. He had an OPS of 832.
Yeah, that was a strong year for them. Very similar to the year he had when he hit 293 in 07. That year he drove in 87 runs. So he was a run producer as well as just a quality hitter.
That was close as well. And for the second time, Giolito does not get the low strike. It's ball 4 to Martin.
Sox fans, you can check out the White Sox blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media, and Jason knows why.
Because Nationwide is on your side.
Our side.
Both of us.
Or your side.
I thought we were going to go stereo.
Oh, no, I was going to lay out, as they say in the biz. It's a business term.
They only paid for mono.
That's it.
Yeah, mono tagline, a little less expensive than the stereo one. Grichuk takes ball number 1. This Blue Jays team has some older players on it, especially in baseball nowadays when 30 is the number people look at and they say, well, you're kind of getting up there in age. The Jays offensively have Martin, Solarte, Morales, Smoke, and Granderson, all age 31 and older in this lineup.
Well, up until this year, the last 3 years especially, Blue Jays have been the oldest team in baseball.
Yep.
And they tried to find that window where those guys still were very productive, trying to get to the postseason. Eventually seeing just about everybody on this team grow old together, with Donaldson not old but having all kinds of leg injuries, Bautista gone, Encarnacion gone. They've got to rebuild, and we can attest to the fact that it's a painful process, and the Blue Jays will have to go through it. They've got some good arms in the system. They've got wonderful infielders. They need to fill in around the infielders.
At 3-1, Lucas, you saw the first 3 pitches were up out of the zone to Grichuk as Drury stands on deck, and that might be in part because the low strike isn't there. Garcia in center, in charge of this ball. Martin thought about tagging, and one gone.
No, you're not going to run on Leuri's arm. It's a good one, and he'll show it off from any position. So made a good solid throw to second base. Martin with a thought, but just a passing thought. And now if the recently acquired guy that Toronto believes is going to be a star with them, he's got some big power to right center field.
Brandon Drury, who's been traded a couple times already in his career, former 13th round pick of the Braves 8 years ago. Hear his name pop up so much, it's hard to believe he's 25 years old only.
With plenty of upside.
Change up low and in, and Giolito does indeed get the swing on Drury. Out of the great state of Oregon in Grants Pass High School. To third, Sanchez has it ricochet off his glove, and a hit for Drury.
Yolmer with a try, but unfortunately, glove couldn't hold it. So 2 on, only 1 out.
Yolmer spent some time as a youth as an indoor soccer goalie, showing his range laterally there. But in soccer, you don't have to come up with the ball. You just have to knock it away from the goal. That would have been a great play when he was younger. Still nice range. Didn't make the out happen, though.
Nope. And Yolmer's got good first step quickness.
Curtis Granderson takes ball number 1. He is not the guy you're going to get to swing at the first pitch out of the zone. Less than 7% of the time this year he swings at the first pitch. Second pitch he takes as well. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a good place for it, right in on the hands, and Granderson with no strikes. Do better than to swing at that. That's a shattered bat and probably a ground ball to the right side.
Off speed for strike 2.
Might not be a bad idea to double him up with that last one. Curtis looking fastball all the way. You got that fastball in the first inning. So far has not had a hittable fastball in this at bat.
Ball and 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out.
Went to the change, but couldn't keep it in the air long enough.
Former UIC Flame Curtis Granderson. First base and through. Martin gets a stop sign. He falls down around third, but the Sox won't get an out. Drury was thinking about running to third. He saw Martin on the deck and had to go back to second base. They're loaded.
It's another high fastball, and this time Granderson punches it through the right side. And then a wise choice, holding up Russell Martin, who doesn't have a great deal of speed. And he just slides so that he felt he could stop much more quickly that way. Once he saw the stop sign, he slid into it, hustled on back.
Good technical slide.
Very good.
Yeah. Gurriel takes ball number 1, trying to extend that streak of 9 straight multi-hit games coming into this one. He's already got 1 hit, and now the infield converges on Giolito. We mentioned when the fastball has been on target, when it's been a bullseye more than it's not for Lucas, he's had 3 straight very good starts.
Right now, throwing ball 1 each and every time has gotten him in some holes. This is not a great hitting Toronto team, but they do have a lot of power.
And Gurriel is part of that with his first multi-homer game yesterday. He's got 4 homers in his last 15 games, 25 on a 61. You see the 9 straight multi-hit games, and also 15 straight starts. He has a hit, at least 1.
We saw Yuli Gurriel in Houston, and he was a very good clutch hitter and a good hitter overall.
There is hit number 2 of the day for the younger Gurriel. 1 is in, and the second one scores with Drury as well. The Blue Jays make it 3-0 here in the second, and Gurriel has his own club record.
It's pretty amazing, as young a hitter as he is, 10 straight games of 2 or more hits. Pretty unbelievable. But his brother Yuli, who is a very good clutch hitter and a terrific ball player overall, asked to compare and contrast him with his younger brother. He said that Lourdes is a better hitter. Now, whether that turns out over the long haul or not, right now he looks like a great hitter in this series especially, but that's a remarkable accomplishment. 10 consecutive multi-hit games. That'd be the franchise record in a lot of different franchises.
That's what I was going to say. I bet that's a pretty high number across baseball in terms of franchise record along all 30 teams.
Well, you think about how good you have to be, how lucky you have to be, and you have to keep it going for a little over a week and a half.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do, considering you run into guys like, well, just talk about the Houston staff. You run into Verlander, you run into Cole, you run into Kittel, or some of the better guys. You play the Red Sox, you run into Sale. I mean, yet 10 straight, he's had multi-hit games.
And that includes games where, say, you go 0 for 1 and walk 3 times. That counts and it breaks your streak. So a tremendous accomplishment for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And smoked down a strike, but Gurriel now 5 for 7 in the series. He's 24 years old, the Blue Jays shortstop, breaking Tony Fernandez's Blue Jay record as Smoke won't go after the changeup. 2-1. That's a better one. Down and away. 2-2.
Our StatCast AI is powered by AWS, and that gives you an idea about just exactly where Smoke is going to hit it. He is a pull hitter, a dead pull hitter from both sides of the plate. Much more devastating from the left side, however.
Down the middle, strike 3 at 93. First punch out for Giolito.
That had great movement on it, and Smoke gave up on it. That one carved out the middle of the plate. Take a look at the late movement. This fastball, I mean, literally moved a good 6-7 inches right over the middle of the plate. Smoke gave up on it, and he is a strikeout victim.
Morales now, who singled in a run in the first. .52 pitches deep. Giolito has 9 swinging strikes, which suggests the stuff is moving and confounding hitters so far, but the Jays have squared up enough for a 3-0 lead. Season high for a Sox pitcher was that outing for James Shields with 20 swinging strikes against Houston during the road trip before the All-Star break. Off of Lucas. Moncada has a chance. He slings it and got him. The Sox sure play a mean pinball. We go bottom 2.
Let's take a look at our Danley's defensive play. It's a carom off Lucas Giolito, and Yohan right there slings it across and makes the play with a couple of steps to spare. When you think of garages, think Danley's. Pretty good fielding metrics.
And just in case he needed to find his way back to the spot where he started, he left all those little colored breadcrumbs.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I like those.
You do the tagline yet?
I think I did, yeah. When you think of garages, think Danley's. Absolutely.
I was just making sure. Sometimes it'll show up the next inning.
No. I was right on top of that tagline.
It's ball 1 to Avi from Axford. A 1-2-3 first inning for the converted starter. John Axford, just converted today into a starter.
And nobody's up in the pen, so apparently He's going to go through this one. And maybe if he keeps it to a minimum of pitches, which the Sox are going to try to foil for him, they want him to continue to work, get him out of there and move on to the next.
Three balls and no strikes. Avi 5 for his last 13. He's got a hit in his last 3. As Nicky Delmonico awaits, it'll be Garcia, Delmonico, Davidson here in the second inning. Avi's last walk was 24 days ago. And he's still waiting for the moment.
Well, you would think here, being a converted starter, that he's going to show him a fastball. He doesn't want to walk him. He's got a 3-run lead. I would think a fastball's forthcoming.
And a shattered bat. Gurriel does nip him. On behalf of Major League Baseball, we salute all of Cooperstown, New York on its Hall of Fame weekend and offer congratulations to this year's award winners and to the 2018 National Baseball Hall of Fame inductees and their families, especially our very own Jim Thome. What a weekend for the man who had 612 career home runs.
But he couldn't get to 1,700 runs batted in. So, I mean, they put him in the Hall despite that.
There has to be an error out there that should have been a hit that would get him to 1,700 that we can file the paperwork on.
You would think so. He sure played long enough.
I don't think people know exactly how bad his back was late in his career. I mean, he absolutely fought to get on the field on a day-to-day basis late in his career.
And still kept hitting the baseball.
Peoria's own Jim Thome.
And now they switch up their shift. Now everybody's shifting.
This is a square dance.
You get Drury going, and he's going to play the closest to first base. He's in the outfield. That's Solarte playing a straightaway second base, and you got Gurriel staying at shortstop. That wasn't how it was when this at bat started.
Essentially, they played the hat game that you used to play on the center field scoreboard.
Keep on moving around.
Yeah.
I do like when you make a play like this, when you do shift drastically, you leave your shortstop at shortstop.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
People are talking about banning shifts and how you do that and all that. I like the novelty of it. I like seeing managers able to strategize and look for an advantage by putting a rangier guy in the one spot and putting a third baseman at second if you really like it for this situation.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason not to. So.
Did you just agree with me?
Yeah, I did. It's shocking, I know. But
sound the alarm.
Maybe it's because it's a 6 o'clock game and not that late.
2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, this is basically what it is. It's the hat game. Find the ball. Find the Red Queen. Good thing the names are still above the players because it makes it at least a little easier
to figure out where they are.
That is strike 3. The hat game would be much easier if over the hat where the ball was, it just said ball the whole time.
Much easier.
Yeah. More people would win.
And yeah, you could go and play 2-card money if you want.
He's a nice guy. We'll see him with the Royals very soon, Tuesday through Thursday. Now Matt Davidson, former pitcher, now DH.
Fresh off his pitching stint, his second pitching stint.
On the ground. For out number 3. 6 up, 6 down. And we will go to the third with the Blue Jays in the lead.
Subway to 97999, and the 300th texter is going to win a $30 gift card. Subway, so much sandwich.
One of our favorites is here in the booth joining us here in the third inning, former Sox, Ron Kittel. How are you?
I'm doing fine, guys. Thanks for having me up here.
Thank you for being here. You got a big event coming up. It's the second annual Cigar Social, right?
Yeah, August 9th at Biggs Mansion down on Dearborn. It's kind of like a little toast celebration for Jerry Reinsdorf and a little bit for Jim Thome as induction into the Hall of Fame. So it's a great night, great way to raise some funds. Last year we raised $30,000.
Wow.
Presented a check to White Sox charities, and you know, the charity kind of started a little bit with cancer research and education in 1989. So now this charity is trying to figure out different ways to give to not-for-profit groups and great causes.
What was last year's event like? Tell us about it.
Smoky. You know, when your chairman likes cigars, it's a great thing. I walked into his office and I said, Jerry, I'm going to do a cigar social for you. And when you're 6'4", 250, he goes, okay. And that's how it worked. And it was nice. We had Harold Baines, Bill Melton, just a few good. Tony Cuchos, Bobby Hall, Mike Ditka, they came out. It's not an autograph show. I mean, you spend $500 for the regular ticket, $1,000 for the premium ticket, but you get other luxuries with that besides great food, great cigars. And this year, one of our friends, Nick Perdomo, who owns a cigar company,
yep,
is coming in, and we're using Jerry's blend that he personally picked out, a champagne blend, and it's a great cigar. So it's a good way to sit there and smoke a cigar with the chairman of the board and relax for the evening.
So let's say that we have people that are watching that want to be there, and I couldn't understand why you wouldn't want to be there because it's going to be a great night. How do they get to you? How do they make arrangements to be there, and what do they have to do?
Well, if they went to ronkittelcharities.org, that's how you would get up and sign up. It's on the webpage, or Ron at ronkittel.com. That's my email. You know, there's people who sign checks. Some sign up with credit card payments. I'll take your money any way we do it. But it's a great way. Like I said, Jerry Reinsdorf needs to be honored every once in a while. He's a tremendous guy,
yes,
great owner, good friend of a lot of people. So when you get an opportunity like that to hang out, ask questions, and you know he's just like anybody else, and he likes a fun night. He likes a good cigar, and it's a great way to raise money.
Where did the conversation go last year? What do y'all talk about?
Well, I mean, I was kind of in charge of just walking around making sure everything was hunky-dory and safe, but Bobby Hall was the host of everything. He sat in the middle of the room. There were like 50 guys talking to him. Jerry was in one corner over there. He had a whole table full of people. Jim Thome came last year. He's coming again this year. And it's just a good way to relax. You know, I know Steve's a big cigar guy, and hopefully you can attend if you're in town. I'd love to have you. And it's just the aura of being in a room. It's a private smoking building, Biggs Mansion. I mean, it's a gorgeous place, great venue, great gifts. Nobody's been disappointed when they went there. You know, and if there's a complaint, I'll give you your money back, but I've never had anybody ask for their money back.
Gift bags, too, with pretty good value, huh?
Right now, it's about $200 per gift bag, and that's wholesale price. So these are some pretty good items. Everything's going to have Ron Kittel charities on it. You got to promote it. You know, I'm one of the few guys in all professional sports that I can't say just charity, but I lick the stamps, I write the letters, I pick out the gifts, I go door to door begging for sponsors. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and you know, raised over $2 million. So I think I've done a pretty good job over the years.
I got a question for you regarding the guy who just caught the ball over at first base on that out. How do you feel that Jose Abreu is tied with you in all-time White Sox history with 140 home runs?
Want me to like throw something at him or something if he beats me? No, I like Jose. He's been a great addition to the team. Records are made to be broken. I mean, he broke my home run, 36 home runs his rookie year, the last game of the year, and everybody booed him. But that's just part of the game. I didn't, you know, he batted more times than I would have anyway. So, but I'm just glad to be part of the White Sox organization.
There you are, top 10.
Yeah.
140. Jose never hit any out of the roof, though.
No, I don't think he can, to tell you the truth.
He'd have to hit it real far to somebody else's roof.
Yeah, this is a little bit different ballpark. I would have loved to play in this ballpark.
Yeah, this one's a bandbox compared to what the old ballpark was.
Oh, mercy. I mean, Greg Lazinski and I used to sit there, and that old ballpark, with the wind coming in off the scoreboard, probably cost me 30 home runs in my career just at Sox Park. And You had to hit some bombs to get it out of there.
What's the longest home run you hit?
If I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me. So I hit one the game of the week off Dave Rosema over the left field roof. It cleared the roof on a fly. And went into the parking lot, and Chet Kopic got the ball.
Did he really?
So you're talking you had to hit it 550, get it to the top of the roof, 75 to 100 feet on the roof line, and it went in the parking lot. So it's close to 700 feet that went over the roof.
Wish we had StatCast back then. We'd have a record of it. Sanchez got him. 2 down.
Gilmer waited as long as he could possibly wait and just nipped him by an eyelash. And does get down the line pretty well.
You know, people used to jive on me all the time because I ran full speed no matter where the ball was, and I hit him as far as anybody. But with my luck, I figure with all the injuries, I might hit a pigeon, it might fall in the outfield, and I'd be thrown out of second. So I made sure I was running as hard as I could.
Every time?
Every time was full speed. And you know, my teammates used to make fun of me, but my dad told me, you run hard until you get to home plate. That's how I did it.
So it's August 9th, right? The Cigar Social?
August 9th, 5:30 to 9:30. Great evening. We got a little outside patio. We're going over more of the details. The gifts can increase because people are volunteering to donate up to, you know, I got 200 gift bags. So we're taking as many as we can, and it's closing up. I mean, guys are the worst, though. They wait till the last minute. Hey, can I get 3 tickets? And I got to try to find 3 spots for them. But it'll sell out. We'll probably raise another 30 to 50,000 this year for charity. So I'm looking for a good night. And it's a great way to celebrate our chairman and Jim Thome going into the Hall of Fame. I think it'd be kind of cool.
And it benefits White Sox charities.
Yeah, we give them. You know, I pick different things. I'd like to add into some ventures in there, maybe buy in some bulletproof vests for our Chicago policemen, because that's their responsibility to buy their own. So.
Is that right?
Yeah, then we'll put Jason on the bulletproof vest, you know.
Just his picture.
Just his picture
Yeah,
with a little target on it.
Just to test them out.
See if they work. Well, they only work once. Then you got to get rid of them. Then they got to purchase another one.
Well, it's perfect to have my picture.
Yeah, on the front or the back. You get your choice.
Oh, I get to pick, huh?
No.
That's very nice of you. You're always so decent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still waiting for your parents to have me over for dinner, though. So let me know when that works out.
I will.
They were just here. You should have come a little bit sooner. They were here. You could have arranged for it yourself.
We'll figure it out. Maybe after the season, I'll drive over and irritate them.
Sounds great.
That sounds good. But, Steve, I hope you can make it.
Thanks.
You got to let me know.
That.
You haven't entered your email yet.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm working on that. Well, Jason's my IT guy, so he's talking to
How
me about
did this
emails
become my fault?
He gives me his email, and he hasn't answered it. It's probably in his spam. Yeah. Or he gave me a fake email. I haven't figured out which one he wants.
I don't know that he knows how to check email.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
You use your little thing here.
Yeah.
You type it in. And
that's it.
Yeah.
And then it comes up.
But yeah. I know where he is live all the time. I know.
That's true.
It'll be a great night of stories. Great fun at the Biggs Mansion. You all should go check it out. And so many great storytellers coming too, right?
And those are the best. Ditka right now, upon his health. I mean, he sent me a text the other day. He goes, "What time is it?" You know, and if he's healthy, he's a good storyteller.
Yeah, he is.
You know, and Bobby Hall, he's the same way. He hasn't given 1,000% commitment yet, but it's all due to his health. And we don't even make him take the stairs. We help him up the stairs. He sits in the main lounge, and he has a blast. I mean, everybody was sitting on his lap, having fun. He took off his ring, and yeah, he had a good time out there.
Check swing, ball in the dirt. He didn't go. So you're telling me Ditka is texting and Steve can't check his email?
Yeah, well, somebody might be. For the coach, somebody's probably typing his text for him. I tell you that.
That could possibly be.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing out there. But no, they got me doing a lot of things. Next series, I'll be signing autographs on a concourse. That book.
Really?
I wrote a book in 2005,
Yes.
and I did an epilogue for it. Added 3,000 words, but it's just one long sentence.
That ball's hit well to left field. Delmonico watches it fly. Russell Martin, a 2-out home run, and the Blue Jays add to their lead.
Just the 8th of the year for Martin, who's now driven in 20 runs. So he scored 2 this afternoon. Here's our 4th drive of the game.
Russell Martin goes deep.
Visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Our fourth drive is Russell Martin.
You said Tommy will be there, huh?
Yeah, Jim's coming in.
How about this weekend for him? What a nice guy, deserving.
One of the best there is, honestly. I mean, Billy Pierce was probably the nicest guy I've ever met in my entire life. Jim Tomey's right behind him. I hope he doesn't change, because there's a lot of Hall of Famers that I know personally that I'd like to hit him with a stick, you know, because their attitudes change a little bit.
I don't think Jim's going to change one iota.
Oh, no,
if
absolutely.
he hasn't changed yet, he's not going to change.
No, you know, he, matter of fact, I'm doing a custom cigar band for him.
Okay.
With his 612 home runs on it. It's really looking cool. And he goes, I want 2 humidors, so I made him 2 humidors with his Hall of Fame induction logo on it, and I'm going to fill them up with cigars. Then he goes, send me the bill. I go, don't worry, I will send you the bill, because we know how expensive cigars are.
That's strike 3, and it ends the inning. Ron Kittel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Hope to see you.
Okay, take
August the 9th, RonKittleCharities.org is where you go to join in. Sox fans, join us as the White Sox take on the Royals August 18th, 6:10 p.m. First 20,000 fans get a Tim Anderson bobblehead presented by Guaranteed Rate, your trusted teammate throughout the mortgage process. Get started today at rate.com. To get your tickets, visit whitesox.com. Strike 1 to Kevin Smith, who didn't play yesterday. Omar got the start. Smith, Garcia, Anderson, 7, 8, and 9, as Tim bounces up and down this order for Ricky Renteria, depending on who's starting, depending on left-handed or right-handed.
In the meantime, Axford has been very good. No base runners yet. This is likely to be his last inning. Unless, of course, he sails through it, let's say 35, 36 pitches, but that's not easy to do.
Rare is the day when somebody sees him twice.
Yep, that's true.
.35-year-old right-hander, the 6th ever Canadian-born player to start a game for the Blue Jays. It's not exactly a gray beard, but there's a little bit starting to.
He's getting there. In. Give him a few more starts and it'll be gray.
2-2. Tapper. Axford is over, and he has time, just enough time.
And that was with the bobble. I think Kevin thought he had that beat. They're going to take a look at it. Joe McEwing's on the phone. He wants to let them take a look at it and see exactly what happened. Looked to me like he might have beaten it with the naked eye. Or in real time, as they say. Here's the bobble.
Yeah, he's safe.
I think he's safe.
I'm going to change that in my scorebook to a single.
Yeah, he's on the bag before the ball hits a glove, so we'll see if it goes E1 or if it's a base hit. Normally in a situation like that, they give the hitter a hit.
Would be the first Sox base runner of the game. Crowd reacts to the replay on the screen in-house, and Axford just couldn't get it out of his glove, and this is going to be a real fast review, and the answer is safe. Well done by New York to get that done lickety-split.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed replay, and it turns into a base hit.
Kevin legs it out. Axford a little late. And Garcia will bat with a runner on. First one downstairs for ball one. Sox went 6 up, 6 down in the first 2 innings, as the Blue Jays grabbed a run in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. Well, the AL Central has changed look in recent days. A number of guys that have been mainstays in the division have left, including Mike Moustakas late yesterday to Milwaukee.
I would say he's the latest one, and now he's going to play third base for the Brewers.
It's really interesting. Travis Shaw, one of their core guys this year, is going to be moved to second base, a position that he's not seen a lot of time at all.
Yeah, but he's from Kent State, and those guys are very flexible.
You were a center fielder and pitcher, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, occasional first base and third
pinch
base
runner for
where
sure.
they need to be. Yeah, pinch runner.
Here's strike 3, 1 down, as we show you exactly what's going on in the AL Central in recent days. Escobar leaving, going to Arizona. Ryan Presley from the same team, now a Houston Astro, and Mike Moustakas with his 20 home runs added by Milwaukee, as the Brewers were not involved in Manny Machado, so they go out and get the power bat Moustakas.
It's a good ballpark for him. He's strong enough anywhere, but that's a very lively park, is Miller Park. And plus he's moving from last place to a bona fide run at a playoff spot by the Brewers.
What's the clubhouse like around deadline time when you know you're a team that's going to be trading a really key guy? Third base side, Drury starts it, and the turn is there. So Anderson, in his first at bat again, bounces into a double play. Axford has faced the minimum. Steve's answer to that question when we come back. game is on point once again.
Yeah, one of those. Plus, I have Altoids autographed with an orange highlighter.
They're back.
They're back. And again, if you're quick enough, smart enough, and accurate enough, you might be able to win something off this wonderful shelf of ours.
Including the Iron Man bobblehead, which is making its appearance to the first 12,000 folks today. AJ Pierzynski bobblehead doll. We got all kinds of stuff for you on the prize shelf today. Sox memorabilia you cannot find anywhere else.
No, it's a good shelf today. It's a
Good shelf.
well-stocked shelf today.
Brandon Drury, Curtis Granderson, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Drury's played a very good third base.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made a couple of really good plays, including the one that ended last inning.
I just kind of want your feeling on being in a clubhouse around the deadline when you know your team might be selling such a key player like Manny Machado.
Well, for the most part, there's a certain amount of insecurity if you're not one of the stars of the team. Because as you get closer to the trading deadline, you realize that if your team is an also-ran, they're probably going to look to move some quality players, and you don't know if it's going to be you or not. As far as trading one of the key players of an organization, that's just part of the business. I mean, people just assume that when the team is finishing up the track, they're not going to have the need for Manny Machado, especially in the last year of his contract. Now, if it's not the last year of his contract, he probably doesn't go anywhere, but he's gone out to the Dodgers, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I think there's a little insecurity with a whole lot of people that wonder if it's going to be them. And then when it's not, if you're happy with where you are, and most guys really enjoy playing whatever city they're in, then you're just happy to still be around.
That's strike three, one down, as it's time for Audi Sox Math, brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional deals. Number of players who've worn number 79 in White Sox history, plus the number of consecutive outs Matt Davidson has earned this season on the mound.
I got this one.
You got it?
Yeah.
Already?
Yep.
Tweet it in.
Nope.
Hashtag Sox Math.
Can't.
If you can, you just won't.
Right. No tweet rule.
There's Jose wearing his trademark 79. Sanchez has to go to the line and make the play. He had time before gravity took hold, and two down.
Nice play by Yolmer as he got turned around a bit and then had to kind of turn himself into a pretzel to make that play. But make it he did.
A Yolmer pretzel.
It was a good play.
Two down for Gurriel, who's 2 for 2. Giolito 87 pitches deep, as the Sox bullpen was utilized pretty substantially last night, with Lopez going 4 1/3. Hey, it's Jake Petrichka, our old friend.
Jake has found new life in the bullpen of the Blue Jays, and we wish him well.
Throwing hard again.
Yeah.
Anderson gets the out on Gurriel. That is a 1-2-3 inning for Giolito, and we'll play bottom 4 after this. Sox fans, be sure to come watch the White Sox take on the Indians Friday, August 10th. Stay for the post-game fireworks presented by Athletico Physical Therapy. Athletico Physical Therapy, better for everybody. Get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Jake Petrichka comes in the ball game, and we know all about him. We saw him for quite some time in a Sox uniform. He's on for the 19th time. His ERA at 4.64. Opponent's batting average 294. That's a high total. When he's right, he throws a lot of sinkers and he gets a lot of ground balls.
He'll face Moncada, Sanchez, and Abreu. 195 for a strike. Jake this year has gone much more to the slider than the changeup. When we last saw him, he was only throwing the slider about 10% of the time. That has increased significantly this year. Two one. In for a strike. The low strike has been there at points tonight, but not all the way throughout the game.
You know, Petrichka got the benefit of a low strike. That one had the zone, but it hasn't been called.
That was even higher and in the zone. Fourth strikeout for Sox batters.
He's trying to throw it low and away. Instead, got it low and in, but it was equally a strike.
Your Sox math answer: LP McManus, your victor. Abreu, the only 79 in White Sox history. 6 straight outs for Davidson. 1 + 6 is 7. And LP McManus, your first-time winner.
Me and LP.
Bobby McGee was unavailable.
That's right.
A lot of first-time winners after the All-Star break. Good to see.
It is good.
Yolmer struck out in the first against Axford.
Axford, by the way, went 3 innings, gave up just 1 hit. It was erased on a double play, so he faced the minimum. He fanned 3, didn't walk anybody, so all things considered, the best outing that John Gibbons could have asked for.
And great leverage for Axford to lobby for a second start.
It's true.
Yolmer hits it well. Right field. Granderson, no play. It's out of here. You go low and in to a left-handed batting Yolmer Sanchez, you're going to get tattooed.
6th home run, 43rd driven in as Yolmer takes it way back. And here is our Volkswagen replay. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com.
And with that home run, another generous donation from the Alex Nellius family in loving memory of Ursula. Asked Yolmer before the game if Tiago Vieira and Nicky Delmonico got their neon colored specs from him, and he said no, they just want to look like me. Abreu to right field. That's a 1-out hit. The Sox are squaring up their former mate.
A couple of rockets back to back. One left the yard. That one on the ground to Granderson.
Abreu and Justin Smoke having a little conversation time.
Talking about various antics around first base, no doubt.
Where's Sean Casey when you need him?
He was very talkative, first baseman.
Where do you stand on first base conversation? Some people who are real old school say you shouldn't talk to the opponent.
No, I think you should talk every chance you get. Maybe you can distract them.
Oh, so you're saying do it for strategy purposes?
Absolutely. You can't have too much strategy.
With this being a bullpen day, 4-0 isn't exactly as ironclad as it might be on other days.
Now they're going to see a whole lot of pensmen, probably on both sides of the equation before this is over. That was a cross-up, by the way. Russell Martin absolutely crossed up on that. Take a look how he catches it.
He doesn't.
No, he's expecting a slider because he moved his glove to his right. That ball actually backed up, and he was just lucky to knock it down, and no advancement on the part of Abreu.
As uncomfortable feelings go, that's pretty high on the list.
Yeah, when you're looking for something and it's not there and you realize it, you just have to make sure that you're not clocked with it.
Right side, through, base hit. Jose to second. Suddenly the tying run's coming up.
Sox fans, you can visit the WGN Sports Game Zone for up-to-date stats and information. Sponsored by UI Health. Provides expert care for you and your family. UI Health, changing medicine for good. Learn more at uihealth.care. Hard not to talk with Perpetuating. Trying to convince him to do what he has always been able to do, is throw a double play ground ball.
Nicky Delmonico, who showed his speed yesterday with triples in his final 2 at-bats, has a major chance near the midway point of this game. Tying run at the plate. Up the middle, and that could be 2. Gurriel stops the bag and the rally all in one motion. Yolmer provides the first thunder for the Sox. To the pull side, 4-1. Great if you haven't heard. Eloy Jimenez and Michael Kopech are 2 of the top prospects for the Chicago White Sox. Jimenez 6 home runs to his name. Kopech a .426 ERA. A couple of really nice starts the last few times out for Kopech. And Luis Alexander Pastime, who went to the Futures game. This is last night with AA Birmingham, and he gets to show his wheels with a triple to right center for the Barons. Pastime crushing the ball in AA, his second level this year. As that ball's ripped to left by Smoke and downhill all the way to the wall. He's into second. It's a leadoff double. Pasabe's finally healthy this year. He was dinged up last year, and he's putting up massive numbers.
Well, the surprising thing is not his defense, because when he came over, he was noted as one of the top glove men in the organization. But it's been the bat that has really carried him, and he's done just a great job of it. So just another very talented outfielder that the Sox have coming up through the system.
Right side gets the runner over. Anderson secures out number 1. Smoke to third. Hey, Sox fans, join us Thursday, August 2nd. Sox take on the Royals, 1:10 p.m. First 10,000 fans get a free Hawk Harrelson themed T-shirt presented by the Village of Bedford Park. Bring your business home to Bedford Park and win big. Get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Basabe, the last time he went without a hit entering play today in Double-A was July the 8th.
It's a good run.
Yeah, a couple of weeks worth of a hit streak for Basabe.
Infielders come in at all 4 positions, although Tim up the middle is behind the second base bag.
Oh, and 2 on Solarte. And there's the alignment with Anderson very close to that bag.
Lucas could use a strikeout here. He does have 3 of them today. The 4th would look dandy.
Right field, and that slice gets the Blue Jays another run. Smoke scores. Solarte drives him in with his first hit this series.
53rd run driven in. So from a power standpoint, 17 and 53, pretty good numbers. Despite that batting average around 235. Tyler Danish loosening in the pen. We saw him yesterday and he threw very well. A perfect inning. And apparently that is going to be it. I think Ricky walked out, pointed to the bullpen. So Lucas will have departed and not gotten through the 5th inning. So as he walks off, we'll step out. Be back after this. Tyler Danish in the ball game with 1 out here in the 5th inning. He inherits Solarte at first base. And there you look at the numbers.
Avi and Wright on the move to make the catch. Go round number 2.
There are the numbers from AAA Charlotte. He was 1-3, but a fine ERA, just over 3. Opponent's batting average of 230. That's good. He's changed his arm angle and gotten more effective with it.
That has been the story of the year for the White Sox pitching staff.
A few guys have decided they're going to throw sidearm a bit more. One of them just traded. That was Soria. James Shields also using sidearm a lot. And for Tyler, the ball moves more when he throws low 3/4. So he's getting some movement and some sink on it.
Russell Martin has scored 4 runs in this series. He's got a double, he's got a homer, he's got 2 walks. Martin's a really interesting story. His mother had her own TV show in Canada. His father, also in the arts, used to play jazz music in the Montreal subway system, so he could be freed up to take Russell to his games playing youth baseball. His dad said previously that there was just something about Russell as a kid that made him want to attend to his upcoming talent.
Well, there certainly was a whole lot of talent because he was a top of the line offensive and defensive catcher with the Dodgers.
One, two. Chopper third base side. Danish tried to field it himself, and there wasn't going to be much of a play for either there. It's an infield single for Martin.
You know, it doesn't really matter who to fielded that ball. It was probably better served for Yolmer to get it, but it stayed up long enough where Russell Martin was going to be able to beat it out. And he's not going to get too many infield hits. This is just one of them. That one does not stick in the glove. And again, when it's beaten into the ground that high, it's very little opportunity to make the play. If Danish catches it, throws it in the same motion, maybe, but that's about it.
Two on, 2 out. Grichuk takes the ball low. Randall Grichuk, former St. Louis Cardinal. A number of players came over to the Blue Jays this offseason from St. Louis. Cardinals winners earlier today, 6-2, as Grichuk gets hit by a pitch. That's the second time in this series he's been plunked very specifically in the 5th inning.
This one just gets away and catches a piece of the outside of his left leg, just above the knee, which for him is fortunate.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Brandon Drury, who's 1 for 2 with a run scored, takes a strike. Florida native Tyler Danish. Came to Sox Fest last year and did an event with some season ticket holders the night before it started, and he was one of the guys that had not seen snow very much in his life and was rather shocked by it. Speaking of shocked, the Blue Jays are all caught up on the bases. Solarte in between third and home, and Danish places the tag down. Pickoff successful.
Started with a pickoff play and then turned into an out. We'll show it to you coming back. It's 5-1 Toronto.
RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
So we'll take another look at it, and the pickoff is successful. They get Russell Martin hung up, and then a nice throw to the plate because you got to worry about the lead runner. Solarte tagged out by Danish, and all's well that ends well. Nice way to defend it. And out of the inning with no more damage.
Davidson takes ball number 1. Blue Jays got that 1 run in the top of the inning on the Solarte RBI single. So 3 hits in the inning and a hit batter and only 1 run as Giolito goes 4 1/3. 5 earned runs, the final total. As has been customary in his career, Petrichka has been a multiple inning guy out of that Toronto bullpen this year. So you'd imagine they'd like 2 out of him. Blue Jays like multiple manager tenures. They've done it a couple times now in their 40+ years. One down, Kevin Smith coming up.
That was a good slider in a perfect spot. We'll take another look at it. Russell Martin wants it low and away, and that's exactly where Petrichka throws it. He just fills up the glove, and Matt down on strikes.
Mentioned the Sox have a great home schedule here in the second half of the season with division leaders across the American League. As Kevin Smith grounds out 2 down. Maybe the hottest team in the American League is in the AL West.
And that's the subject of our Toyota Going Places. It's the Oakland Athletics, 27-8. They're getting very close in the wild card, and they believe that they're going to get there. And this year, unlike so many others, they're not going to divest. They're going to add if possible. So that's Toyota Going Places, and let's go places with Toyota.
Let's do it. Where do you want to go?
Let's see.
Tampa?
How about Disneyland?
Strikes me that you would love Disneyland. A lot of kids, big crowds. 2 of your favorite things.
That's true. But look at all the rides and the food.
Oh, the great food.
Yeah. Characters, rides.
You like characters?
Sure.
Being one yourself?
There you go.
You been?
Yes. Not for a while, though.
Every year when we're in Anaheim, you just sneak out, don't tell anybody, you go to Disneyland?
That's about it. No, I've been there a few times, actually. And the bullpen up and going. It's Aaron Loop. He of the sidearm submarining left-hander loops.
Family of jewelers.
Pretty good stuff most of the time.
Solarte has a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Petrichka. 6th inning after this.
fans.
The winner of our Todd Benjaminson lookalike contest in the foreground there. Not there, the previous one. Cheers to all of you watching at home, wherever you may be. We showed you our minor league report earlier. One note from the minors, the first round pick this year out of Oregon State, Nick Madrigal, the middle infielder, is playing in his 10th game in A-ball with Kannapolis. He's 0 for 3 tonight, which drags his batting average through the mud to .412. He's hit the ball very well. He's in his 10th game, and he is still yet to strike out.
Well, we'd heard he's pretty tough to strike out. Apparently, that is exactly what he is, a contact hitter, which is kind of nice.
That's difficult to do, acclimating yourself to pro ball. But scouts rave about the hit tool, as they say.
Well, that'll get him to the major leagues.
The hit tool?
The hit tool.
More than the ran tool?
And the defensive tool. That might get you a cup of coffee, but
yeah,
you better hit something.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Young guy, enjoy your career, go hit something.
Hit something.
3 balls and 2 strikes, not the 9-hitter. I don't think that's what you were talking about.
No, don't hit him.
Top of the order, Curtis Granderson to follow. 3-2 from Danish. Sanchez. For out number 1. Time to quiz Steve on his own career. It's Volkswagen Sticks and Stone. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWdealer.com. Which Canadian venue did you not pitch in?
Well, I didn't pitch at Olympic Stadium.
Is that right?
I think so.
You were there.
I was there.
You better know it.
I think that's it. I know it was at Jerry Park. Pretty sure it was at Exhibition Stadium.
Well, you had that very rave review last night of Exhibition Stadium.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I think you said it was awful to pitch it.
It wasn't great. It was a little chilly.
Yeah. That first game there.
Whew.
Oh boy.
Yeah. A lot of seagulls though on the bright side.
Really?
Oh yeah, lots.
Like notably so.
Uh-huh.
Check swing and foul. Jerry Park, how was it?
Well, you couldn't try to pick off a runner for the first 3 innings because the sun would set over the stands in left field and the first baseman and the runner could not see anything.
So you just couldn't throw?
You couldn't throw over there. You'd kill your first baseman.
There's a throw to first for out number 2. Let's see if Steve's right about where he pitched. You better be. You get this one wrong, you got big problems. Somebody hit you in the head with a coconut. It is Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, I remember calling a few games there, just never playing in any.
I remember watching on TV, they had like that garage door right behind home plate, right?
Yeah, they had some of that. They had seams that didn't quite mesh with one another.
Turf looked bad there.
They had a turf that you couldn't pick up the baseball on if you were calling a game. It was really interesting watching.
How so?
You'd have to watch the hitters because the turf was kind of washed out and had no contrast with the ball.
So the ball just blended into the turf?
Pretty much, yeah. It was not easy to see there. Bullpen up and going. Xavier Cedeno getting loosened up.
Tyler Danish looks pretty good coming up from AAA. No, he hit a batter, gave up the ground ball single to Martin. No,
that new arm angle is working well for him, especially against the right-handers. It'll be interesting to see about the left-handers coming up, and Tyler Clippard, our old friend, has joined Loop in the pen.
He's officially a journeyman by now, Tyler.
I would think so. He was officially a journeyman 4 teams ago.
He's not exactly Edwin Jackson, but he's getting there.
He's played for a lot of them, and healthy arm, takes the baseball. And with the experience he has, he will find a job, assuming that he stays healthy, which he has.
Breaking ball for strike 3. Danish with a 1-2-3 6th.
Official White Sox debit card only available to local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/White Sox to learn more, because Wintrust Community Bank is a member of FDIC. And we got a new pitcher coming in the ball game. It is Aaron Loop. On for the 49th time. His ERA at 4 3/4. There you see the holds. The opponent's batting average is pretty high at 305.
You're going to have a hit, you got to make it fit. They cut it down to 305.
There you go.
Anderson, Moncada, and Sanchez will bat against him, all right-handed. Louisiana through and through. Aaron Loop went to Tulane, born in Raceland, Louisiana.
And he will throw you some changeups. He's got a good one. Not easy to throw from as much sidearm as he throws.
Why is that?
Because usually guys depend on pulling down the changeup, which limits the velocity and makes sure that you have some downward motion. When you throw from the side, sometimes your fingers get above the ball and the changeup stays up, and that's something that you can't afford.
Into center field. That's a base hit on 2 strikes for Tim. Hit number 5 for the Sox. As the Blue Jays go through their bullpen, tomorrow's starter, Ryan Borucki, for the Blue Jays, is fulfilling a childhood dream in tomorrow's game. He grew up in Mundelein, went to high school at Mundelein High School, and gets the opportunity to pitch at Guaranteed Rate Field tomorrow.
And his hero was Mark Burley. And he tries to pitch exactly like him. He tries to work very quickly and not shake off too much. Mark Burley was his idol, and now he's got a chance to play for the team that Mark Burley played for.
And play against the team that Mark Burley was well known for. And there's a reason he wears number 56.
Yeah,
I'll let you guess.
That's it.
How cool is that going to be?
By all acclamation, won't be as good as Mark Burley. However, He's got pretty good pitchability, as they say. Understands how to do it. We'll see how good he is tomorrow.
One ball, 2 strikes. Okada takes low, 2-2. Two and 2 from Luke. Tapper, they won't get 2 out of this, but they will get 1. Okada replaces Anderson at first. Yolmer Sanchez coming up. Last time up, he did something very nice.
He certainly liked the slants of Jake Petrichka because he took him out of the ballpark. Yolmer gets a fastball low and in and deposits it well over the wall.
We've seen him do that quite a bit from the left-hand side. Low and in, look out. Ball and a strike from Luke to Sanchez. That game tomorrow, another Coca-Cola Family Sunday. It's a 1:10 start time with Baraki against Rodon. Carlos has really thrown it well recently.
He is. He's back to 100% of what he was before the surgery.
Looks like he feels loose, feels comfortable. One and 2. Okada runs, and he picked a good pitch to run on as it boomerangs right back to Martin. Should be a stolen base from Okada.
Yeah, he was. I was say he was going anyway, so. Going on first move and no chance to get him as this ball gets away, but it comes right back to Martin, who decides he's going to hold it and try to make Yoan think that he doesn't have the ball. That didn't work.
No, didn't work.
It was crafty, but it didn't work.
Sanchez, strike 3. This summer, head to your favorite store and grab some cold Modelo Especial. Perfect to enjoy while watching the White Sox. While you're there, enter for a chance to win tickets to a White Sox game. No purchase necessary. Ends August 20th. Visit crownimportscontest.com for rules. Can I finish before John Gibbons gets there? Modelo, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Beat him. Loop leaves. We're out of the loop. And Abreu will face
Was a member of the Sox briefly, and he's been a member of a few teams. On for the 52nd time. He's 4-3. His ERA a little above 3.5, so it's been a nice year for him. Opponent's batting average is .216. He's got a great straight change, and he is, as they say, fairly deliberate, which is another word for saying he's awfully slow.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Jose will face Clippard in his 677th Major League game. Tyler Clippard, a career .314 ERA. He's had a very nice career out of the bullpen.
He has had that.
Mentioned he was a member of the Sox for 11 games last year, and he was traded in August. Rick Hahn picked up the phone to call Tyler Clippard and tell him that he was being traded. Tyler is a big Game of Thrones fan, and he was watching the new episode of Game of Thrones, which I'm not a lover of the show, but for people who are, they'll tell you that it's almost blasphemy that you would pick up the phone in the middle of an episode of Game of Thrones. It's that good of a show. He did, and it took a while to finish the episode with all the moving and whatnot.
Well, there you go. Shows you not to pick up the phone.
Great for building friend relationships. Just don't pick up. 0-2. That's upstairs. Tyler Clippard's first 8 appearances in the majors were starts. 6 with the Yankees, 2 with the Nationals in 2007 and 2008. He was sent to the bullpen, and he has made a life out of it. Fly to center field, and Grichuk secures the final out of the 6th inning. Sox still trail as we go to the 7th.
Reminding you that safe driving habits really are a matter of life and death. Originally called out on this play, it took another look in New York. And then, after very little deliberation, Kevin Smith is safe at first. You can visit lifeordeathillinois.com and get the safe call. And Xavier Cedeno comes into the ball game on for the 19th time. He's been awfully good. ERA of 1.26. And he inherits a deficit that he would just as soon not expand. 5-1 Blue Jays.
And he's not been a specialist. He has not been a loogie. A lefty one out guy, as they say.
No, he's not one of those guys. But he's thrown really well.
Tyler Danish 1 2/3. One hit batter. One strikeout, no walks. Popped up foul territory. And that was actually playable.
Nobody saw it.
Yep.
Because the only guy really to get there, because that's a long run for Jose. Kevin Smith would have gotten there. He just looked up, and again, this is a time of night where the lights haven't taken over. This is still dusk, which means the visibility isn't good when the ball goes straight up. There's no contrast for the catcher. He looked up, couldn't see it. The ball fell harmlessly.
Two balls, two strikes. This game is so difficult, and these players make it look so easy so much of the time. But when something odd happens, it's jarring to the system.
There is no doubt that normally he makes that play. Either half hour earlier or half hour later, he'll make that play.
Well, Justin Smoke, who's at the plate, is the perfect poster child for the advertisement that's currently behind the plate. It's a Goose Island advertisement. He is from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Creek, of course, leads you to the island.
Yeah. Does it?
Sure.
Okay.
Follow the water and you'll find the island. Two and two. Left side, Sanchez whirling, firing, and scoring out number one.
Nice play by Yolmer. Good range to his left. He knew he had some time with Smoke running. So he took his time, made a good solid throw. Third baseman is taught, just take everything you can, cut straight across, and then it'll look like that. Out by plenty.
Yolmer nodded at you. He agrees.
Thanks, Yolmer.
If I did a Yolmer impersonation, I would have followed that up.
No, you can't.
To have a Yolmer impersonation means to have absolutely boundless energy as Morales tags this ball center field. Garcia can't make the play. Morales' second hit is a one-out double.
That ball hit right at you, right over your head, is the toughest ball to handle, and Leary had some problems. This is a hanging off-speed pitch. Looked like a hanging breaking ball up in his eyes, and he kind of overran that. That ball was actually over his left shoulder. He turns over the right shoulder and can't come up with it.
Yangervis Solarte, the batter.
Is he by far the best Yangervis in the major leagues?
I would say so.
Not knowing all of them?
Yeah, not certainly not personally knowing all of them. One and one from Cedeno with the bullpen loosening again.
Juan Minaya throwing in the pen.
Kurt Hassler back in his customary position of bullpen coach. He was thrust into the pitching coach role last night with the mass ejections.
Pressed into service and did a notable job.
To first. Abreu keeps it in front. Cedeno covers and he finds the bag in time for round number two. Morales to third.
It certainly does help that Solarte has very little speed, because otherwise he beats that out. Jose is way wide of the bag, but he knows he's got some time. And locating it just before Solarte got there. Misses it here, and then all kinds of time.
That's why you catch it with two hands, by the way.
Yeah, that was the coordination on that play was thrown off just a touch. But it was effective, if not stylish.
Yeah, effective more than stylish.
Yeah.
Utilitarian.
Could have been one of those.
Defense.
Yeah.
Hernandez comes into this series. You look at the numbers and say, wow, 15 homers, having a great year, and the Sox have kept him very quiet.
He does have some pop, though.
How often do you see Kendrys, Jan Hervis, and Teoscar back to back to back in an order?
Only once.
Ever?
Right here on our stage.
I'm talking not even in the majors or the minors, but ever in a baseball lineup anywhere.
No.
Jan Hervis after a Kendrys and before a Teoscar.
Yeah, that's probably the first time ever.
Gotta be.
You would think.
We're going to send Joe Grube roaming the countryside, asking villagers across the land.
Show us your Jan Hervis. Yeah. That'd be a good one.
I don't think Joe would get real pleased that he was sent on that assignment. 3-0 is there. Blue Jays took the lead in the first, then two more in the second, one in the third, one in the fifth. And now 3-2 on Hernandez. Sox won the first two in Anaheim, then lost the next two. Lost the opener yesterday against the Blue Jays. As that's downstairs. Runners at the corners, 2 down.
Time now for our Ram upcoming schedule. And there it is. One more with these Blue Jays tomorrow. Then the off day, and Kansas City comes to town. Ram trucks built to serve. Our Ram upcoming schedule.
An organic Russell Martin chant has grown from behind home plate.
Good to travel with your fan club.
They are real into that.
Yeah, they're psyched up.
Didn't the middle guy have a Sox hat on? Looked like a Sox hat. Are they heckling or are they cheering? Oh, he says it's over. Oh, he's pushed. Uh-oh. That went from really nice to a little demeaning. They'll turn on you fast in the big leagues.
They will.
What have you done for me lately?
Like this at bat.
Like this pitch.
Meantime, Martin's had quite a day. It's been a perfect day to this point. Scored a couple of runs with a walk, solo homer, and a single.
Ball and 2 strikes. Thought he might be trying to hit one to his cheering section. They're covered by the net, however. 1-2. Off the plate.
That one did miss by much. Russell Martin, one of the only 2 primary catchers to hit at least 80 home runs in both leagues. The other was Gene Tennis. You might remember him from the glory days with the Oakland Athletics when they won 3 World Series in a row, 2, 3, and 4. Gene Tennis was their catcher.
Two and 2. That's strike 3. Martin knew it, and Cedeno navigates through a rocky 7th inning. 5-1. Inning, and White Sox charities, we talked about them earlier. They have had a great season so far. 170 college scholarships awarded to ACE participants by Sox charities. $30 million donated since 1990.
That's pretty impressive.
Tim Anderson in the school, 4,900 plus volunteer corps members. Mickey Delmonico, a budding artist.
What's Matt Davidson there with the batting tee? You got to show those guys how to pitch.
That's right. How about that? $2.2 million funding grants in 2018 for great programs around the Chicagoland area. And just a tremendous job by Sox charities. Tough season, certainly, but still touching the community in myriad ways. So Tyler Clippard remains. The Sox are trying to solve the bullpen day of the Toronto Blue Jays. John Axford called upon to start his very first game in his major league career. He went 3 scoreless innings, allowed just 1 base runner, and wiped him away on a double play ball to end the 3rd.
Pretty impressive 3 for Axford. Then it was Petrichka, Loop, and now Clippard. So it has indeed been a bullpen day, and we haven't seen the last of it yet.
Clippard to Avisail Garcia. Four straight games with a hit for Avi. He's 6 for his last 15, and when he has been healthy, he's been at points the most lethal player in the lineup.
He went through that streak of 14 games with 9 home runs. Some wonderful streak. Then got hurt once again. Hamstring problem, only this time he came off after 10 days and swinging it pretty well.
Two 2-0 from Tyler Clippard. There's the off-speed pitch, 2-1.
That's the reason why Tyler Clippard is still in this league as long as he's been, is that straight change, and it's a good one.
What makes it so good?
His arm motion is just like his fastball, and he comes from the same release point. He's high 3/4. It's been a good straight change since he came up for the major leagues, and nothing's changed. And just about the time you're looking for it, he throws a high fastball at 88, throws it by you, which is something that normally you wouldn't see at 88 miles an hour. But because of that change, makes the fastball look better, especially when it's up.
In the era of 100-mile-an-hour sinkers out of the bullpen, Clippard is something of a relic, but I say that not in a disparaging way at all, just a reminder that you can pitch at that speed and have success.
If you're going to have that particular velocity, And he used to have better velocity than this. But if you're going to have that velocity, you better have a really good straight change or one other hittable breaking ball.
Fastball up to 91. And he cuts down Avi to start the 7th.
Once again, it's upstairs and throws it by. A pretty good fastball hitter.
It's still great value to tremendous location.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, locating the fastball, there's a lot of things you can pitch around in the major leagues, but if you can't locate your fastball, you just won't be here that long.
Change up, strike one to Nicky. Two strikes on Nicky. 7 strikeouts tonight for Sox batters, no walks. 5 hits. And the lone run across on the Sanchez homer. Changeup, clip foul.
Nicky's looking at the end of his bat to see if it's still intact. And it appears to be.
I thought he broke it.
You can sometimes do it catching it off the end of the bat like that. But not this time.
Oh, 2. Into right field. Granderson at the warning track. Gone! Nicky got enough. The extra base hits are flowing for him now. And suddenly it's a 3-run game.
3rd home run, 11th driven in. Nicky gets things a lot closer. That was the off-speed pitch. He stayed right with it until it kind of tumbled instead of a quick move down. And Nicky took advantage of it into the bullpen.
And with that home run, another generous donation from the Alex Snellius family in loving memory of Ursula. There's a great word for that changeup because it did not look like the ones he's thrown that have been good.
No. Just kind of tumbled, and when that happens, they're easy to judge.
Davidson trying to follow it up. Rocket foul left side, 1-1. Matt, who pitched yesterday, 3 up, 3 down. 6 up, 6 down in his major league career. Now back to his regular job as a hitter. Opposite field on a line. And Granderson through the smoke as out number 2. But Matt on Instagram had this picture from one of the White Sox photographers, and it's looked like there are 3 of him on the mound to batters at points. That's a neat look.
That's something you can always keep because that's a nice reminder of 2 perfect outings.
Again, that curveball he threw yesterday
was a good one.
That was legit, huh?
It was a good
curveball.
Yeah, it was very good.
The Hayes sticking around. We'll name it Charlie.
That's good. He's a good third baseman.
0-2 on Smith.
And there is the pen, Santos and Garcia.
Oh, 2. Smith fouls it off. Ricky Renteria's team trying to come back. Force the Blue Jays deeper into that bullpen to set up the day game tomorrow. Into right field, that's a hit. Kevin Smith is 2 for 3.
Kevin didn't like that batting average down below 300. That's where he started the game tonight at 298. He'd been above 300 all year long, and now he's back above it again with his 2 for 3.
Sox have a run in this inning already thanks to Nicky Delmonico.
Exit velocity, not a whole lot, 97.1. High fly ball at 30-degree launch angle. Didn't go all that far, but it was all just enough.
Ball in the dirt, kicks away. There goes Kevin. He's into second.
That is a wild pitch. Sixth wild pitch of the year for Tyler Clippard.
Garcia has hit the changeup pretty well this year. That time he misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leori 8 for 31. That's 258 against the changeup. One. Fastball inside. Well, Nicky Delmonico now 4 extra base hits his last 3 games. A homer the last day in Anaheim, 2 triples yesterday, and the home run here in the 7th. Kevin at second base. Throw behind him, and he is safe. Gurriel with a pipe dream of a tag.
Good solid throw by Russell Martin, just couldn't get it there in time. This throw is right on the money. But Kevin just a little too aware to get caught with that one.
2-2. Into center field. That ball stayed up. Garcia hacked it into center. It's 5-3.
Leary driving home number 24, and he looked very bad on straight changes, and then Tyler Clippard decided he was going to try to throw a fastball by him, which didn't work very well. So Leary drives in another run, gets that high fastball, takes it into center field.
Considering the swings he got on the changeup, why go fastball there?
I can't understand it, but that's what Tyler decided to go to, and it cost him a run.
Told you about Leori's batting average against the changeup. 260 is pretty good against the changeup, but as a fastball hitter, he's in the 370 range.
Well, he showed it to Tyler right there.
Tying run at the plate. Single to center last time for Anderson. Down low, a fastball.
Clippard has given up 9 home runs this year in just under 50 innings. That is a very high total.
1-1. A glance at Garcia. Mixes in that splitter every once in a while. Clippard does. 1-2. Ricky Renteria has seen his team grab 2 runs in this 7th inning. One and two. He struck him out with a fastball, and the inning closes. 3 hits for the Sox. 2 runs for the Sox. Field is not cleared yet. That is out number 3. We'll play the 8th. Nicky Delmonico, the big blast. Sox are on the comeback trail.
Gotten the Sox a run closer, and Juan Minaya comes in the ball game. On for the 26th time. He's 0-2. His ERA a touch over 4.5. Opponent's batting average of 228. That's a good number. The whip is a lot higher than he would like, however.
Walks and hits per inning. So you've got 2 base runners per inning essentially for Minaya. He gets Grichuk first with strike 1. Sox are back in this game after a 2-run 7th. Elsewhere in the majors, Kansas City's trying to sweep the Yankees in a doubleheader today. It's 3-3 in the 7th, but the Royals have the bases loaded right now.
Well, they beat Severino in the first game, and that's a good trick. He's 14-4. You don't beat him too often, but they got to him.
And to center on 2 strikes. Well, Cleveland lost earlier today to Detroit 2-1. Twins are down 6-4 to Boston in the 6th. And Jace Fry, who may be one of the options for a closer for the Sox, starting to get loose. Brandon Drury. Anderson, Moncada, turn, yes sir, double play.
Juana's getting a whole lot better at making those turns because he got rid of that ball in a hurry. Tim gave him a good solid throw. You want it right at the letters, preferably to the glove hand side. That's about where it was. Perfect. Handled well. Gotten across for 2.
Trying to get that shutdown inning and hand it right back to the bats. In the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the top of the order, starting with Moncada, then Sanchez and Abreu. This feels like a walk-off tonight.
That would be good. Very good. Or even a better plan.
Bottom 8.
Get him to bottom 8 and then hold him.
1-1 to Granderson. It's fed in there for a strike. 1-2. Manaea home. And Granderson fouls it away.
Looked like a slider they tried to cut in on his hands. Curtis was able to fight it off.
In trade deadline news, Zach Britton just gave up a bases loaded walk to Drew Butera, and the Royals have taken the lead on the Yankees. Intriguing. 2-2. Strike 3. Manaea disposes of Granderson. He faces the minimum and will go bottom 8.
Inning, and it's Jaime Garcia on for Toronto. He's the 5th of the Pensmen. On for the 17th time. His ERA over 6.5. He's 2-6. Other numbers a little higher than he would like.
He was the man who was using moving vans in bulk last year after being traded from the Braves to the Twins July 24th, then the Twins to the Yankees on the 30th, 6 days later. As though he were a reality TV fixer-upper, he was flipped. As Moncada takes ball 1 here in the 8th. Fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 homers in the game for the Sox. Sanchez and Delmonico. Garcia, the other RBI. Leori Garcia. One and 2. Yoan's been swinging it better from the right-hand side recently.
He's had much more of an opportunity. We saw a whole lot of left-handers in the Seattle series. Again, Anaheim showed some left-handers, and Yoan was getting a lot more right-handed at bats.
One and 2. Breaks inside and low. 2 and 2. Originally property of the Cardinals, 22nd round pick in June of '05, Jaime Garcia. Yoan checks it up. He did not go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez next. He of the home run in the 4th inning. Three and 2. Inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk is the first walk tonight for the Sox. Well, Garcia gives you about a base runner and a half every inning he's out there.
He had great stuff when he was a kid as a starting pitcher with St. Louis. Then he got hurt a few times, and now, well, the stuff is the stuff. But he's not used to being a setup man, and this is a situation where you need one of those.
Seung-Hwan Oh traded the other day to the Rockies as part of the shifting of this Blue Jays pitching staff. Jay Happ is gone as well. Career .381 in now 10 seasons for Garcia.
He was a top of the line quality starting pitcher.
Third place in the Rookie of the Year voting in 2010 with a .270 ERA. Buster Posey was first. Jason Hayward, then with Atlanta, was second. Two and 1 to Sanchez.
That fastball up and out of the strike zone. Yomer expanded that zone and made no contact.
Jose Abreu, who's on a 7-game hit streak, awaiting. 2 and 2. On the ground, back to the mound. Garcia is high, and they do get the out.
Well, he took a situation that could have been a double play and almost threw it into center field. Solarte went up, came down on the bag. The call by Field and Culbreth. They catch a break here. This throw destined for center field, and Solarte goes up and I believe comes down on the outside of the bag.
That was more by fortune than design where he landed.
He's able to push his foot back and catch a piece of that bag.
That's a really nice play by Solarte.
Yes, it is. It could have turned the game around.
Ball one. Two and oh. Garcia yanked that one. Sanchez at first. One out in the inning. Line hard into left. He rams it all the way to the wall. Sanchez gets the stop sign at third. No need to press the issue. Tying run at second base. One out in the eighth.
That was a rocket, and Jose continues to swing a red-hot bat. He got a fastball right in the middle of the plate and drilled it to left field. John Gibbons is coming out. That's going to be it for Garcia, who was not terribly successful here in the eighth inning.
That's the ball Jose has not been squaring up in the last couple of months, and he just destructed that pitch from Garcia. Rally bubbling for the Sox. Blue Jays deeper into the bullpen after this.
As Ryan Tepera comes into that ball game. He's on for the 43rd time. He's had a very good run at it. 5-3 ERA of 2.74. But he's blown 5 saves. That is a big total.
Chance at a save here. 2 on, 1 out. It would have to be a long save tonight for Tepera. Avi first. Strike one. Middle, and he fouled it away. 0-2.
Last year, Tepera was a very busy man. 73 appearances, a 7-1 record, a 3.59 ERA. So he had a magnificent year with only 2 saves to show for it. He was used basically in the middle.
Left side, throw, base hit. 1-run game. Avi split the difference.
Avi at number 24 as he drives one through the left side. Drury got a glove on it. That's all he could do. And now with runners at the corners, tying run at third, go ahead run at first. And Nicky Delmonico steps in. That fastball through the left side. And Avi got just enough in just the right place as Drury can't get to it.
Nicky Delmonico last time on 2 strikes. Parked the ball in right field. Swinging a fiery bat right now. Inside it knocks him down and it hits him. So Nicky gets first base. Avi to second. Bases loaded for Davidson. And Daniel Polka has grabbed a bat.
Well, Tepera is the only man up, so it's going to be a right-hander. Here's a slider down and in. It caught Nicky off the top of the foot, so he goes to first base to load him up. And Daniel Polka will have a chance to put the Sox on top. Be the first time tonight that that would have happened, and 8th inning's a fine time for it.
Daniel Polka trying to knock down an already teetering tower of a Blue Jay lead. Abreu, Garcia, Delmonico, the runners. Crowd rises. Way upstairs, ball 1. It has been a laser show for Polka in his rookie season. 2 balls, no strikes. Daniel will wait.
From a hitting standpoint, you're getting the fastball here. I would doubt if Tepera would throw anything else but that. Got to make sure it's down.
2-0. It is down and way down. 3-0. Abreu, the tying run at third. Talking to Avi. Can't get his attention. Nicky at first. 3 balls, no strikes. That is just there at the fringe. 3-1.
This ball caught the corner just high enough.
Tepera 3-1 to Polka. That's through. Base hit. Game side. Here comes Avi. Sox lead. A ground ball pump smash and a 6-5 Sox advantage in the 8th.
Daniel shoots it through the right side. He got another low fastball. He loves low fastballs. And this gives the Sox the lead. And for Polka, RBIs number 36 and 37. And 2 very welcome runs batted in.
This place is lively tonight.
It is that.
Sox trying to add on. Kevin Smith shows bunt, and a great catch by Martin, maybe to save a run.
Well, I'm not sure how he got that one. That's just one of those things where you put the glove down, you hope that it sticks in it because you have no other chance. That one wide of the plate, Russell to his right. And he's able to make this play, which saves a run. It was really a good effort by Russell Martin. Again, one of those where he would tell you he's a pretty lucky guy to have it stick in the glove, but stick in it, it did.
Veteran saves a run, but for how long? Nicky at third. Polka at first. There's the bunt foul.
And that got a piece of Russell Martin, and that's why catchers really, really dislike people who can't bunt. Because they square around, and if they do foul it off, guess where it's going? Right there, right against the hand and the chest protector. Kevin Smith had the bat up. He didn't drop the head of it, but the ball was just a little too high for him, and Russell got that one flush.
Trainer's going to come out and take a look at Martin. 6 batters in the inning before Kevin Smith, only 1 out. Watch the ball ricochet right off the right side of his hand.
Yeah, that got him right on the knuckles and the fingers.
One ball, one strike. Delmonico at third, Polka at first. And a throw nearly errant.
That one just missed, being well wide of first and rattling around for a while. Heads up play by Smoke.
Ball and a strike. Foul to our right. Kevin Smith 2 for 3. Sox trailed basically from Jump Street tonight. Blue Jays got their first run 4 batters in. It was 4-0 Toronto, then 5-1. That lead is gone. 1-2. In the dirt, Martin rescues another.
Another nice pick. That one a little bit easier than the last one. That was more on the short hop. A nice stop as that slider was well wide of the plate.
Ryan Tepera trying to figure out how to extract himself from this Sox barrage. 2-2. Runner goes, and Polka has to return to first.
Jace Fry loosening in the pen. He's going to be asked to nail it down.
You wanted to know who the closer would be? That's your answer for today. Ricky Renteria has said he'll use a couple.
I would say that's what it covers. It covers today.
That's exactly right.
The closure du jour.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Kevin Smith. And it hit him. Kevin will take it second hit batter in the inning, and they are loaded once again.
It was a good battling at bat for Kevin. Ends up by getting plunked. And they're loaded once again.
Well, for a former college quarterback in the Big East, Kevin Smith getting hit by a pitch is light work.
Yeah, especially that one. John Gibbons is motioning to whoever's looking in, come to the plate. Need you to come to the plate.
Garcia, a first pitch ambusher, takes this one. Getting behind him and throwing a clean fastball to hit is a bad idea.
Yeah, he's a very good fastball hitter, especially when he knows it's coming.
1-0 to left field, down the line, in! The carousel starts for the Sox. Run number 3 on the way. Garcia, a triple. A volcano in the 8th inning for the Sox, and it's 9-5. What a way to make a rally.
This ball sliced in the corner, and then everybody is off to the races. Liguri drives this one by Hernandez. He had no shot at it. And then makes a relay throw in that gets away. When that got away, it was time to score another insurance run as Tepera is going to leave. And as he does, so will we. Only we'll be back. A whole lot different than the last time, but we tell you about this. Luis Garcia, a triple into the corner. And everybody scores, unloading the bases. And Liuri, the hero for the moment. So for the second time in as many days, Oliver Drake comes on. 25th time. ERA way up there. 1-1 record.
9th batter of the inning for Tim Anderson and the Sox. Breaking ball, a strike. It started with Jaime Garcia. He got 1 out in 3 batters. Tepera got 0 outs in 5 batters.
It was not a particularly good outing for Ryan Tepera, who's had a nice year, but tonight was not his night. Very lonely feeling at that point when you let one slip away. That appears to be what's happened here. Three hits, 2 hit batters.
As Tim takes the ball. In the air, right side. Smoke makes the catch. Garcia decided not to. He was full on for the first couple of steps and then slowed it to a crawl.
He just wanted to force a throw. And if the throw got away, well, then he scores. But you got to try to force a throw, and he got one from Smoke.
Yohan Moncada, who opened this inning with a walk, bats again.
Don't forget the double play that was not made. That might loom pretty large. You never know how the inning plays out if there's 2 outs, nobody on for Abreu.
It was the second batter of the inning. Sanchez right back to the pitcher. Garcia spun it high to Solarte, who just barely got even 1 out.
Would have been a double play and probably changed the inning, certainly, but fortunately it was not made.
Two and 0. Toronto in the 9th inning suddenly behind by a bunch. We'll have Gurriel, Smoke, and Morales coming up.
And this will not be the first save situation for Jace Fry in a while, because it's a non-save situation. The Sox have scored themselves out of that. A 6-run 8th.
And it's not over. 3-1. That's in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Abreu a double, Garcia a single, Polka a 2-run hit, and Garcia clearing the bases with a triple of his own to the left field corner. Well, a bullpen day for the Blue Jays. Was sunny for the first 6 innings, and the clouds have rolled in the form of the White Sox. "3-2 is strike 3. However, the Sox snare the lead. Daniel Polka drives in the lead runs, and Garcia adds on to the 9th.
Sox have a 4-run lead as we head into the top of the 9th inning, and it's Jace Fry to come in the ball game. He's up for the 34th time, his ERA at 3.77. And opponent's batting average a very small 170. Adam Engel takes over in center field, shifting Leury Garcia to left.
That's the defense. Gurriel the batter. And a hook for strike one. Exciting night at the ballpark tonight. Crowd was rocking. Sox with a 6-run 8th inning after 2 in the 7th. One and one to Gurriel. He can't lay off. 1-2.
This is an important outing for Jace Fry because even though it's a non-save situation, a manager and a pitching coach want to know about outs 25, 6, and 7. They want to know if you can get them, and if you can, and Jace's stuff is good enough, they'll probably give him a shot.
Lost the bat. Anderson loses Gurriel. 1 down. Here's out number 25.
There is out number 25.
Well, Jace Fry has been unflappable since coming up from AAA. His demeanor suggests, and I know it's a different situation, but suggests that he can handle just about anything.
Well, I think we're going to find out. During the course of a season, what managers and coaches are looking for is the players to step forward when they're put into a situation that is not quite as comfortable as the situation they were in. The guys who can do that get consistent playing time and eventually become mainstays.
Ricky Renteria's team climbed out of a big hole tonight to score the last 8 runs in the late innings. Tim's been busy. He's on target. 2 gone.
There's number 26.
There it is. The Blue Jays provided offense early, but nothing since the 5th. Sox bullpen has been dynamic tonight, allowing the offense the chance to burst through the wall, which it did. Strike 1. Good breaking ball. 1-2. One strike to get. Crowd behind Fry on 1-2. He struck him out. What a win on a Saturday night for the Sox.
There's not much more fulfilling than coming back from a large deficit, and 5-1 qualifies as that. And eventually your offense just keeps banging away. With a huge lead taken in the bottom of the 8th, Jace Fry comes on to nail it down, and Got to have a lot of happy guys. Luis Garcia, one of those very happy guys. A 3-run triple helped certainly widen the margin and made things a lot more comfortable in the 9th inning.
9-5, Sox with the win. We hope to hear from Daniel Palka when we come back. Sox split the first 2.